Now here's a great question that sets you up with the quantity of workers, number of hats, that have you figure out how many workers to hire in the resource market, also called the factor market. This is from 2008 Form B, question 3. The first question asks you to understand what you're looking at. The law of diminishing marginal returns first sets in after which worker? Well, to figure that out, we have to calculate the marginal product of each worker. Marginal product is the change in total output from the change in inputs. So in this situation, it's 10, 16, 10, 8, 5, and 3. So question A is asking, after which worker does marginal product start to fall? The law of diminishing marginal returns start to occur. It's after the second worker. Now make sure you watch out for the word after. Sometimes it'll say with which worker does diminishing marginal returns set in, and you'd say with the third, but in this situation it's after, so it's after the second. Now the marginal product of the fifth worker, we already calculated, it must be 5 output, or 5 units. The marginal revenue product of the third worker, well, marginal revenue product is the marginal product, or the productivity of the worker, times the price of that product. That'll give you how much that worker generated for the company. Well, the marginal product of the third worker is 10, and the price, it told you in the question, is 2, and so the marginal revenue product of this worker is $20. Part D is the most important part. How many workers should this firm hire to maximize profit? Now, to get this, we have to calculate the marginal revenue product. The marginal revenue product, as I said before, is the additional revenue generated from each additional worker. So this worker had an additional 10 output. You saw it for $2 each, so the revenue generated is 20. You should continue to hire workers if their marginal revenue product is above their wage, their marginal resource cost. So I'm going to hire the first, the second, the third, the fourth. I am not going to hire the fifth, so the right answer to this question is 4 workers. The question doesn't ask you to explain, but if you did, you would say where MRP equals MRC. The next part of the question asks you how much profit is generated when you hire only 2 workers as opposed to hiring 4, and you have a fixed cost of 20. Well, to figure that out, well, 2 workers generate $26 worth of output. If you multiply it times the price of 2, that tells you they are generating $52 of total revenue. So this is how much revenue 2 workers are bringing in. If I subtract out the cost, I figure out how much profit they're earning. Well, the cost of hiring 2 workers is 2 times 15, so that's $30 of variable cost, or labor cost, of hiring those 2 workers. But the question also told me there's another $20 of fixed cost that I have to add in to my total cost. When I subtract those all out, I get a number. That number is $2 profit. That's the right answer. $2 profit. All right, the last part says if the price goes up, what happens to the quantity of workers this firm will hire? Right now we said they're going to hire 4 workers. But if the price goes up, and I'm just going to make up a number and say the price goes up to 10, right, that'll change in these columns. The marginal product will stay the same, but the marginal revenue product will now increase. And so the quantity of workers hired will increase because the marginal revenue product increased. Each worker is worth more, and now the firm's going to want more of them. That's the fair response. It's out of 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Add it up, see how you did. Try the next fair response.